Welcome back to the WRSO podcast. I'm going to be your host today. I'm Menace. I want to thank you guys for joining in on another session here. Just kind of like say something, introduce yourself so people know voices. Starting with you, Grom.
Grom here.
Unknown from White Rose.
The original unknown of Arab money.
Just like that. McTagger.
Um, yeah, thanks for having me, Grom, Menace, appreciate it. I'll try to keep this short just so that I can kind of introduce myself to everybody who knew me from different accounts. So they introduced me as sammctagger. To some, I'm a friend and a teacher. To others, I'm an adversary or an enemy. To most of you new people who are watching, new players in the community, I'm neither. You don't know who I am. I don't expect you to know who I am, and that's fine. Um, what I did a little bit about myself was I was a competitive running gun player and trainer in the military community. I co-hosted the military community's first podcast with Zerk. Shout out to Zerk, miss you, bro. Um, this podcast was a platform I used to talk about things that were going on in the community, both good and bad, where I advocated strongly for fair play against booting, doxing, and other forms of toxicity. To my friends and past comrades in Diamond Dogs Army, Black Rose Military, the corporation, I miss y'all and hope you're doing well. But in the case you don't know me, by that name, my other PSNs include I Don't Mod, Sergeant Lone Scout, or Director X, which you're going to see in the lobby. That's the current account I'm on now. So if you recognize those PSNs and you recognize me, welcome to the podcast. And I miss y'all. Hope you're doing well.
Perfect. Thank you for being here. And then lastly, for
Uh,
the last unknown that's also here.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me as well, Grom, Menace. Um, Mod, good to be here with you as well. My main gamer tag is Unknown Mortem for most of those that know me. Other than that, I was Unknown Demise. I lead the Unknown Order, aka Crisis Unit PMC as well. And I'm gonna say this, the original, not this, one running around, but the original founder of the Allied States of America, ASOA.
Perfect. Thank you for
Grateful to
being
be here.
here. Uh, Now let's start off on a topic here. I want to start off on something good here. Grom, what kind of achievements has White Rose achieved in recent days since the last podcast?
100%. So first things first that we achieved. Right, we got 168 weekly people visiting the server. That comes from people that are coming, popping in from Rainbow, popping in from for the new Battlefield tournament stuff, popping in from different servers and whatnot, and different groups are joining in, partnering, having fun, enjoying some of the White Rose cheer. Right, so we have the New Year's giveaway happening soon. Sign up for that. It's free admission. There's no gimmicks. This is straight free admission. Have fun. Um, we have the server subscription popping. We're making money from that. All that money that we make from that is literally just to help out our members and help out the community and make it able so that we can give you guys a great experience in gaming and whatnot, right? So that's pretty much where that comes from. So, um, and we also started the Battlefield tournaments as well. So that's going to be going on. We're still in the midst of figuring out rules and what we want to do with that. So if you as well have any ideas or if you have participated in other Battlefield tournaments before, then I'd really deeply appreciate any ideas or words you have, and I'll fully bring them into consideration. And I really appreciate that. That's what I really have for that.
Perfect. Can you tell a little bit about how because obviously the Siege tournaments has been an ongoing thing. Can you tell me like how that's going? Like as how many more participants do we have? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we had, what is it? I think 38 participants last week, and I think we popped that 42 for another tournament. And they're going really good actually. We got some real good competition in. We got one guy that's like top 60 in the world. And we got a guy that's like top 10 on PlayStation. And it's going really good. The competition's there. We had some FVGM pop out and have fun with us, and that was really cool to have and see. And actually, not gonna lie, they're actually pretty good at Rainbow because we almost lost, and I was furying in the freaking party, but no one heard because no one was there. But yeah, it was great competition. I had fun. It's just really fun to be able to hop in and run these tournaments and be a part of them. Also running them and being a part of them, and because I actually do like play these games and whatnot. But um, I guess I want to talk about a little bit about Siege as well, so that you guys that are Siege players can hear this. So what happened with the whole Siege thing? Why you got all that money in your account and stuff on Siege? Basically, they got hacked because I guess the people that were hacking them wanted to get their source code so that they can like add mods and do crazy stuff on their game or whatever, and they just pretty much just wanted to ruin their game. So yeah, that's why you woke up that one morning and there was all that money in the account, stuff like that. So once they have like the source code, like Ubisoft source code, they can pretty much do like whatever they want on the game, and they have like full reign of it. Which is why they sent the money there in your account so that Ubisoft would be focused on trying to get the money out your account and not have you like prepare like anti stuff for you to be able to use it. And they're trying to get the source code so they can pretty much like ruin Siege and ruin any like Ubisoft game. So a little insider because I know people, but yes. So yeah, but the Siege stuff is going good.
I mean, the siege stuff has been an ongoing thing, right? How, like, as if you're listening to this for the first time, how could you join one of these tournaments? Like, what platform do you need to go to?
Yeah, of course. So all you need to do pretty much is to join the server. I post on Instagram. I post on YouTube. I post on Discord as well, like when we're doing them as well. You can join the server, sit and register with me or Plague, and when you sign up, pretty much you just say, hey, I want to join the tournament, and you bring your duo or your trio, whoever you want to bring with you, and obviously you're on a roller if you're a PC, you're a controller if you're on PS5, Xbox, and then bring a positive mindset and a happy attitude and get ready to kick ass. So that's pretty much it.
And I think what Graham didn't say is that anybody can join these. Anybody from just random people, alliances, or even partners. Partners like Unknown here, Unknown Mortem. What have you been up to, Unknown? Like, can you tell us a bit about what you've been up to? What's this order that has been happening? Just fill us in about that.
So, over the years, we were on Red Dead. We left GTA to go to Red Dead. Obviously, due to lack of content, we left Red Dead and resumed operations back over here. We've actually been here ever since, just kind of focusing on doing our own thing at the time, running Crisis Unit, starting up an MC, starting up a car meet crew, which the Unknown Order owns all of those organizations. They fall under the Unknown Order banner. But the Unknown Order on a day to day is primarily focused on running a DayZ server, running an Arma server, being on Arc Raiders. We're trying to expand our gaming platform and bring in more people into our community to focus on tournaments eventually down the line and things of the sorts. But primarily, I'm spearheading everything on the GTA side to ensure that we're getting ready for the upcoming transfer over to Vice City, GTA 6. So, late last, no, or mid last year, we decided to bring back Crisis Unit in its full um, entity to move on to that, to be here for the finale and move to GTA 6.
Nice, and like speaking of like GTA relevant stuff, there's been this unfortunate situation with Execute. Mind giving a little info about that?
Oh god.
Huh, good old execute. Well, it's, and I want to make this very clear. And Ground is sitting, right directly in front of me in the game. But you know, I will say that for years, and I told Ground this, for years, the name has just, it never was a positive light because of its predecessor and whatnot. But and the 7-year war that we had with them. But this seems to be under a better leadership, someone that I can actually talk to and actually have a good time with. And Execute, I feel like, is leading a coalition with a 2018 2019 mindset overall, where we have to take down White Rose. The point of a coalition is to hear both sides, not just go off of what you experienced in the past. Sit down at the table, hear the man out. You know, it's not the same as it was way back when. Same name, but different leader. So that whole execute thing, it's unfortunate that some people are stubborn and don't want to just communicate effectively with each other. It's unfortunate. I've done it. I've been in this community leading for 12 years since PS3 Online, for GTA. And if I can do it, any other leader in this community should be able to do it.
So you're saying that all the new gen crews, have a good standing when it comes to making these kind of crews. Is that kind of what I'm hearing from you?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know a lot of the new gens. I haven't had the opportunity to meet with a lot of new gen leaders. But the ones that I have encountered, I feel like some do exhibit the great traits of communication and hearing both sides out. But there are some that are hesitant, leaning stubborn. But I hope that they come around eventually.
Yeah, and I mean, as part of this, that's part of the fun, isn't it? That's kind of the reason why we made this coalition and White Rose is to get a lot of these crews together. But I want to get the other side of the coin here. Sam, like you haven't really been in the community the past year, but like, have you heard of any new gens? Like, what's your opinion on the state of the com as it is right now?
I've done a little bit of research. Again, like Mortem, I haven't come into contact with a lot of new gen crews. FEGM is probably the one that I'm most familiar with. One of my old members, Theo, he's on the PS4 side of the game. He plays with FEGM, and they seem to be a Milsim-based crew. And he seems to be doing his own thing. He seems to be enjoying himself. Unfortunately, these new gen crews, one of two things are going to happen. Obviously, it's an unspoken thing, but every leader of every military crew, they have something that I like to call, this main character energy, right? And it sounds stupid. It does sound pretty stupid when you say it out loud. But unfortunately, when you talk to certain leaders and when they're introduced to other leaders, there is a bit of a dick swinging competition at times. And when, especially when it comes to someone like White Rose, who is known to be a big crew and is known for a couple other bad things, they've left behind a trail of skeletons that can't really be undone. And when people hear the name White Rose, yeah, they're naturally going to hesitate. They're naturally going to sway away. Some of them will, some of them won't. Um, I think it's important to continue doing what you're doing, continue putting out the message that, hey, this crew is under new membership, and it's more important to acknowledge its past, not to apologize for it, because obviously you guys aren't responsible for White Rose's legacy. Well, you are, but not their past legacy. Excuse me. You're not responsible for their past legacy, what they've done, because you weren't in White Rose when they did what they did. It's important to continue to put out messages of inclusiveness, to reach out to crews, and I think you're doing that just fine. To all the new gen crews, I get it. You're unfamiliar with somebody. You're not going to jump right into a coalition that you're unfamiliar with. You're going to kind of want to do things your own way. Everybody's got their own vision of how a military crew should be run, and they may not agree with the way other people run their crews. But that's again, that's what's so important about an open dialogue, about talking to one another, about an open line of communication. Because even if you disagree, at least you're communicating. And I think that's probably what's been lost. It's been blurred by indifference. It's been blurred by toxicity. It's been blurred by just a lot of negativity. People approach things with a lot of negativity when it doesn't need to be approached with negativity. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about that.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
fully agree,
glad that you bring up, and I'm glad that you bring up the fact that White Rose does have a history, and all we can do now, like the members we have now, is work past that. But the thing is, White Rose is not the only one with a history. There's a bunch of other, like, especially like old com crews was also a bit of a history. And especially thinking back on Roz and the big impact they made. If they were to come back, what would kind of your thoughts be on that, Sam?
I think everyone at this table knows what my thoughts are, but I'll say it in the most polite way I can. Before I answer this, I want to make it clear that I don't have an issue with the Roz group. Most Roz people that I've met, because I play with certain Roz people on DayZ with Demir, and most of them aren't bad. Like I have Roz Revelations added on this account. He's not a bad dude. He does his own thing on roleplay, and he's not a bad guy. It's the two guys that lead the group, Noah and Walt, that I have an issue with for obvious reasons. Now, Roz and White Rose, because I can use them interchangeably because they ran both of those groups at a time. They were built on a few things, and it took me a little bit to catch up to speed on this because I was out of the community in 2017. Mortem knows more about them in 2017 than I do. Setney knows about them more in 2017 than I do. But what I've concluded is that their group was built on a few things. Booting and doxing are the two most obvious. That's what Walt and Noah are known for. That's what they do. That's how they control the community. That's how they exert any type of force when things don't go their way on game. The other two things they did was they annexed small crews and they pushed a lot of propaganda like their false documentaries and recruitment videos on their channel. And more importantly, they didn't use these things to benefit the community. They didn't use these things to grow the community like they claimed they were doing. They used these things to eliminate any competitors so that they alone could control the community, which in turn only benefited them. Now, I've never really liked Walt and Noah for obvious reasons. I've tried to communicate with them, but the booting, the doxing, the arrogance, the immaturity, the complete split immorality. These two guys, they're not good men. And as a matter of fact, if you boot and dox kids, like children, I don't even consider you a man. These guys were cyber predators that turned a video game community into a place of fear and hatred where real life enemies were made over a video game. Now, they do possess characteristics that I think could be good for this community. I think Walt and Noah are smart to a degree. I think that they know how to organize a group. They know how to recruit well. They're well liked by those who are in their crews, meaning he knows how to keep members and lead effectively. And he knows how to create a good image of his organization. And all those things can be good for this community, but it ultimately amounts to very little when he has to resort to booting and doxing in order to quote unquote beat someone on a video game and cater to his own self-interests. It ultimately turns a net good into a net bad. And I'm not sure if we'll hear this, and years have gone by, but Walt and Noah, if you're listening to this, years have passed. I'm willing to have an open communication with you if you're willing to come back. Not saying I want you to come back, but if you do come back, because ultimately it is your decision whether or not you want to come back. It's important to me to know that you've changed before you come back. And I doubt you have. I don't think your egos will allow you to. But I like to be proven wrong. Myself and Mortem were at odds for years, and he reached out to me, and we put our issues aside. Grom reached out to me, or I reached out to Grom. We reached out to each other. We put our issues aside. So time heals things, and people can change, and people can rekindle. That's something that I believe. So if that can be done with these guys that I'm sitting in the room with, it can be done with you. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
I think that my bad. Hold on, cut you off. I think that like with that, like everything. Oof, okay. I think that like what we've been doing, as in my group, WRSO, we've been effectively trying to push this goal where, you know what I mean? Like, before I even say that, I'll double back before I even say that, because he said something that hit the freaking bullet point with a lot of these new groups and whatnot. I feel like a lot of these groups have this ego, right? And I don't know where they get off of where even having an ego. The people who have done stuff in the community, like Sam, Boredom, me, Sedney, the people that actually have done stuff and got stuff out of this community, who've like actually done stuff successfully, don't have an ego. You know what I mean? We don't have anything to prove. A lot of these new gens have a lot to prove, so they come with this weird ego where they don't even need to have it, because most of us are trying to help them. I mean, Sam literally just said that, hey, I'm down to talk to anybody who wants to come, blah 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 blah. This and the third. The people who like are valid to have the ego don't even have ego. So I don't know why a lot of these new gen crews feel as if that they can like try to strong arm, groups and do this, that, and the third. When, like, for one, this whole like thing that we're trying to do is literally to help out your group, right? You join the partnership, I link your YouTube to our Discord that gets, for 1 week alone, this week got 168 weekly visitors, and that's down 11% from last week. So that means we got around 200 visitors. It literally just helped your group out, right? for you to
I think
join.
before. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
didn't
go
mean
ahead.
I didn't mean to talk over you.
No.
Before
Okay,
you,
you're good. You're good.
I
You're good.
think it's important to emphasize the ego part because at one point or another we did all have an ego, and I
Yeah,
will
hundred
hold
percent.
myself account. I will hold myself accountable to the point where I will say I've never booted or doxed anybody, but I did have an ego, and I did let my ego get the best of me, meaning that when we're talking about ego, we're talking about winning and losing. We're talking about getting the better of somebody. We're talking about, you know, competition. And yeah, I was a competitive player, but ego, the consequence of ego is that you forget about what a video game is for, and it's to have fun. And what I realized, especially when I was, still in the community in 2019 or 2020, when I was doing my podcast and when I was still facing people and trying to beat people, was that I realized that I wasn't even getting on the game for fun anymore. I was getting on the game out of ego because I had people that I wanted to beat, because I had people that I wanted to talk about, because I had issues that I wanted to address. And yeah, I think a part of me is always going to have an ego. That's just natural. It's a natural human being thing to have an
Yeah,
ego when it comes to defending yourself, when it comes to standing up for yourself. I get it. But I think it's important for people in this community to understand what video games are for and just to have fun. And it shouldn't matter to you. It shouldn't matter because you're going to look back on this when you're older and you're going to realize how much it really didn't matter that somebody else was better than you at a video game. It doesn't
yeah,
matter. If a crew's bigger than yours, if you're bigger than another crew, at the end of the day, what should matter most to you is if you're actually having fun in the game. Um,
100%. Yep, I agree with
and
that.
that's basically all I have to say about when it comes to ego. So for all these new gen crews who are coming into this community, understand that you're playing GTA. You're meant to be playing GTA for fun. GTA is a game that you're supposed to enjoy. It's not something you're meant to stress about. It's not something you're meant to have an ego about. And when you have that, you're no longer playing a game for what it's meant to be played for.
Yep.
You, and if I could add something to that, you know, and this is, I'd like to give a little message to the new gens. Put the ego aside. And I can't stress this more than enough. You're coming into this community newer. People who've been here longer, like myself, Grom, and Sam, and Setney, and a few others. Do not come against organizations just because of what you hear. Be willing to sit down and hear both sides. That's the proper way to run your organization. Especially if you're military, you have intelligence. You have some type of intelligence unit, maybe. Proper intelligence is ran by having proper channels of communication, listening to both sides before you act out, not just because one leader sits and says, this crew does this organization does that, they're affiliated with this, they're affiliated with that. They can tell you anything that they want to tell you, but is the information beneficial because they want you on their side? Or is it opinionated? Or is it actually going to be factual? So that I just wanted to add on to that because Mod brings up a great point. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, the egos here. Yeah, you may have something to prove, but you step into people that have been here longer. Just remember that. You know.
100%. Yeah.
That's a
So
very
that's what we're trying to do. My bad.
go
My bad.
on,
So
go
that's what
on.
we're trying to do. We're trying to again with the point with Sam was making regarding like what the game is here for. Like we've been here longer. We see that, right? So like what we're doing, me, Mortem, Sam, as a collective, as a like partners and groups and everything, is that we're trying to make it fun so that hey, these guys can hop on the game and play the game and have fun. And because like I said, like no, like he said, is that you're not going to think about 5 years from now, oh yeah, he one knowed me, but I got him 3-0 in a lobby, and I'm so much better than him. No, you're gonna watch the YouTube and see how you won a tournament and you won money. And then you played Battlefield with your friends, and then you had fun, and then you also won money. And then you stayed up to wait for the New Year giveaway thing, and you won $60 for literally just having fun in the community and playing the game. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the objective here is to have fun and enjoy the community and bring these people together so that you don't have to worry about, oh, is he trying to tell my personal information? Do I have to worry about my phone number, blah blah blah, and someone trying to dox me, this and the third, which you should not be worrying about, which is what we're trying to eliminate from this community. You know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say about it. My bad for going on a tangent about it.
No worries, and that I think that's a nice warm message for a lot of people, especially these newer crews. I feel like the newer com has divulged into this like kind of like act on your own, like defensive kind of com, where it's like nobody is friends anymore, everybody's against each other, and I feel
Yeah.
like it's a warm message coming from a lot of these. I don't want to say cornerstones, but like people that have been in the community for a very long time. Especially like you, McTagger, like you mentioned the fact that you'll make up with people now that you maybe have been enemies with in the not enemies with in the past, but like disagreements had in the past. And you mentioned that it's a great thing that what White Rose is doing. Is this like a small confirmation that you might be coming back to the com, or are you gonna more like stay in like your own path, do what you want?
Well, before I answer that, I want to make it very clear that me, Grom, and Mortem, we didn't just have disagreements. We were enemies at one point or another.
Yeah.
Myself and Mortem did not like each other for a very long time. Myself and Grom didn't like each other through probably all of 2019 and all of 2020. And what I've learned is that, yeah, while I still might not agree with them on certain points, people can change and people can grow. And at the end of the day, a game is not worth making real life enemies. It is worth making real life friends on. Um,
Wow.
there was something that was said to me a very long time ago by somebody who I actually don't think very highly of Overload Bandit. He ran a crew very long time ago called BATF or Overload, and I was in that crew back in like 2014. And he says that you will remember the friends that you make on games. And I think that I will probably remember rekindling with these two guys more than I'll remember any type of beef that I had with them in the past. It's important that you do know that you'll remember the good times rather than remembering the bad. You'd rather remember the good times rather than the bad. But answering your question, it was unlikely at first that I would return, but certain things are falling into place. Um, Certain things that I like to see are falling into place. And I think that there is a good chance. It's not impossible that I'll come back. If certain things happen, certain things fall into place, I probably will come back. Not as a competitive player. I will stress this so heavily in this episode and probably repeat it as some people might want to challenge me. I will duck you. I don't care. I am not a competitive player. I don't want that side to come out of me anymore. I just want to have fun on video games. If I were to come back, it would be to aid in in some sort of intelligence role. What I realized through talking to you and hosting podcasts and having conversations with other people, like when I ran USGV, I had conversations with other other people. Um, if I were to come back, it would probably be in Mortem's group as an intelligence through like some kind of intelligence role. Um, I think I enjoy talking to people and sharing different viewpoints, debating, advocating, even if it's through disagreement. I think I started embracing that role in 2019, and I think taking on that role would probably be the best both for me and anybody I decide to work with in the community. It is likely, but I know I kind of danced around that question, but it is likely that I will come back.
Yeah, that's no worries. I mean, if you're gonna be joining Morton's group, I mean, you're gonna be entering this partnership with White Rose. Do you have any words about like what are your thoughts on this partnership? Because I mean, the whole point of it
Yeah.
is to kind of make the game fun again, and then like this whole conversation, you're really edging into this concept of the community is not having fun as it's not having as much fun as it used to. So, would you say it's a good thing that White Rose is trying to do, or do you think we're over our heads?
After years and years of conflict between the likes of Mortem and anybody who was anywhere near affiliated with White Rose, um, yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we're able to put our differences aside and grow up into better people. You know, most of the people that I actually made friends with started with me being rivals with them, me wanting to face them, and so I can't really regret having an ego that much, because through that ego I met a lot of good people and they kind of got to get to know the better side of me. But now I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to compete anymore, and I don't really think we need to compete for who's the best. It doesn't matter who's the best. It doesn't. I mean, obviously, yeah, there's competitions and people win money, so I guess in that regard, it does matter winning. But just to be the best, winning just to be the best on a video game, it's something that doesn't really matter to me anymore. And if it matters to these new gen crews, okay, that's what matters to you. But I think further down the line, you'll wanna remember the times that you had fun rather than some kind of pointless ranking in this community, a pointless standing where you're the best or they're the best. At the end of the day, it's just a game. It doesn't really matter all that much. So this partnership between White Rose and Unknown or Crisis Unit, it's a good thing because these two leaders right here, Grom and Mortem, they approach things in different ways and in similar ways. They have different ways of looking at the community, and they have different forms of input that they can cross by each other, and that in itself balances things out.
I think that from my perspective of things, I think that what we're doing as like a group, as like an organization, is really healing the community. I think that a lot of groups are like playing the game because more than I will say that there is more groups in the community inside of the partnership than not. So these groups are able to operate, recruit, have fun, and play the game, and not have to worry about, hey, this guy's doing this guy's doing that, because we did have some issues arise between FEGM and CEAF1, and those got ended, and they were able to still fight and have fun and do what they need to do. You know what I mean? So like that's like one example of like a W that the community made, and it's healing the community. Because say like that didn't happen. Now you got this guy. Oh, why are you talking about my wife? Why are you doing this? And just arguing and bickering, and so it just doesn't need to happen. You know what I mean? So I feel like what we're doing is healing the community. Because say like something happens now where it's like, okay, someone's posting Blackwater's leaders like his Facebook or whatever, right? And then me and Mortem we're talking like we're talking now like, hey, this can't be happening, blah blah blah, and then we can handle that situation as a community, as a group, and then we can effectively figure out which path and which avenue we're gonna go down to, uh, give the appropriate action to that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's going really well, and I have a message as well to say to a lot of the new crews, and a lot of the new guys that's joining this partnership and whatnot. Um, a lot of these people are in your crew are running lawlessly. Your leader's running lawlessly, right? Like you're going around doing things that oh, like you're not really putting any restraints or holding yourself to a standard. Like, hey, my members don't go around saying, um, you know, uh, G- talking about like gays and calling them this, calling them, you know what I mean? Just crazy words and verbiage, right? It doesn't take anything. It's not hard. It's not hard to live lawlessly and hold yourself to a standard, right? But understand that if everyone does that, it causes problems in the community. It makes it a toxic, horrible place, right? So I want to challenge you. I think that Mortem, everyone here could probably say, we want to challenge you, right, to uphold your members to a standard, uphold yourself as a leader to a standard, right, and to effectively communicate with them about, what they say, how your group presents itself, um, and do that, because it's not hard to go around and be toxic and do everything. I've done it before, right? I can do it. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? You grow up, you understand things, you look things into a different perspective. I feel like that's our place as us being here longer, to do that and to mitigate that and make sure that you guys can see that as well. You know what I mean? So that's me as well. Again, trying to heal this community, and I feel like if we continue down this path, that we're going to reach a golden era where it might not be the exact same as 2018 or 2016. It might not be the same, but it'll be in its own way that's fun and happy, and everyone's having a great time playing the game. You know what I mean? Um, can't promise it's going to be what it was before, but it might be something in its own way, in its own self, different. You know what I mean? And that's what we're reaching for, is to have fun and enjoy the community, and that's all I have to say about it.
And kind of holding on to that conversation, I mean, to any like new crews who are listening, to that just thinks that we're talking. Can you like list just like a few names that's already in this partnership, just to show people that we're not alone in this partnership. It's like we're not making stuff
Yeah,
up.
100%. Yeah, so we got DRMC. They just joined today. We got Sith V Military. They've been operating for a very long time, and no one really. Well, I think people interacted with them, but they didn't like. No one really mentioned them. But they're actually a really solid group, and you should probably check them out. I can put the link in the YouTube whenever this gets uploaded. But they're really cool people. And then we got YPA, ran by Saint. We have Lucid's crew. We have WRSO, of course. We have Mortem's group, Crisis Unit. You can check their Instagram as well. I'll put it in the description. Check their YouTube channel. They've been operating for a very long time, right? So we have CAF1. Uh, so we have a number of groups. We have FEGM as well. We have a number of groups operating and enjoying things and whatnot as well. So we welcome anyone who's interested and wants to be part of it as well.
That's very nice, and I think we aren't the only ones that are trying a coalition like this. Do you want putting some words on like UA? Like, do you know who UA is, and can you tell me a bit about them?
Yeah. So like pretty much UA was the thing I made a long time ago. Um, And good that you say that now, because I want to say that because we're probably just gonna like name it that for now on, because the partnership doesn't really seem like the partnership sounds like some Walking Dead type type of group. You know what I mean? So
I
yeah,
think we should vote
we'll
on a
just
name
yeah we could definitely vote on a
between it,
name.
yeah, so that
Yeah,
everybody in the community has a
Democracy.
say. Yeah.
democracy. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we'll do a like a poll or something in a server or Instagram, whatever you guys want to do. And then yeah, that's pretty dope. Yes, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what UA is.
So it was just like an old coalition that you made.
Yeah.
But like, going from the old into the new, like, what are like some new plans for White Rose that you want to do? Like, if you had to put like if you had to say a few sentences on White Rose 2026, what would you say?
226. Yeah, so modern like knew what's going on, what I want to do. I want to make it so that the guys in my group are able to get money playing the game. I want to make it so that we keep like a solid like 20 core members. You know what I mean? And every month, because the Discord's making money, right? Like I said, we're making money off it. I want to make it so that where I'm enhancing your game. I want to make it so that I'm enhancing your PlayStation experience online and promoting a safe place for everyone to play and have fun. So that's what I want to do. So I want to host more different type of games like Battlefield, UFC tournaments, just a lot of array of games and just like genres of games and stuff, and make the server more open and fun for everyone. I want to work with more groups as well. I want to bring more groups into the fold and everything, and just have fun and have everyone be able to enjoy it and everything like that. Um, we already have like the merch and stuff like that, so I want to make it so that all the members that are in the group are actually as well. I'm gonna go ahead and send them all like the hoodie, the shirt, stuff like that. And yeah, and then hopefully during the year 2026, one of our big goals is to create like an actual like a EA group for Rainbow, and then try to go through there. I have a couple connections with a couple groups. They're actual EA groups, and they're trying to help us out because I don't really have a lot of knowledge in that. So we'll see how it goes, and from there, and then I'll keep you guys in tune.
Now, talking about 2026, I mean, I think you glossed over kind of an important thing that's happening in 2026. It's this massive game called Grand Theft Auto 6. What's your plans on that?
Same plans pretty much. What we're doing now, just to grow the community, make it fun, make it a great place, and then hopefully throughout the year of that year, we do more and more and more, and we build on what we already have, double it, triple it. You know what I mean? Just continue to making it a great place to play. Is pretty much my plan. The exact plan we have right now is the exact plan for 2026, like regarding the server, the community, and everything. Because I feel like this is actually a really good thing that we're doing, and I want to keep it that way so that we don't go in 2026 playing the game and then people start being toxic and taking the game way too serious again, and then start trying to harass and I got to be the best crew and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So I want to keep it just like that, how it is, so that we don't mess up what we already have going on and then ruin the game for these new gens coming in, these new crews and these new people that just want to have fun and make memories. And I don't want them to forget why they're in the game, which is to have fun. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much my take on it.
Yeah, that definitely makes things easy on us, but we're also here to support our partners. And for example, Mortem, like, do you have any plans for GTA 6 so far, or is it more like a take as you go kind of thing?
Well, the goal is for us to bring Crisis obviously over to GTA 6, as well as the biker gang that we created back in 2021. We actually had retired it for quite some time because the vice president, who's been a long-standing member of mine, he passed away due to COVID, and you know, it just wasn't the same running it without him. So we retired it, but we are going to bring it back for Vice City, and to also expand interest into car meets and car cultures. We're starting a car meet crew um, called Unknown Vice, so that way we can, just chill lobbies where people can just have fun, session parties, whatever you want to do, street racing. Some people like myself, we like to go gamble and play three-card poker. Just things like that that can bring people together. And we plan on taking all three of those organizations onto GTA 6 because one, Crisis will be focusing on PvP, the MC will be focused on the MC community, the car meet. I mean, have you guys seen the graphics of the cars on that game? I mean,
It's
Yeah.
pretty
the
sick,
car
man.
the
It's pretty
car
sick.
culture is going to go crazy on GTA 6. So the goal was to create a car meet crew to kind of, well, I won't say car meet crew, a car culture crew that focuses just on having fun with vehicles and just being around good people. No violence needed in the lobbies. Yeah, we may get some of those sweats. Don't worry, the lobbies will be guarded and whatnot, but
I'm not gonna
the
lie,
goal
you're
is just
probably
to
onto
have
something
fun.
really crazy with that car culture thing. That's gonna blow up. Not even gonna
It
joke.
is, and that's why I want to. I have the platform for it. It has an Instagram. We're gonna start promoting it more. This is the first time I've actually mentioned it live on, any podcast or talking to anyone outside of Unknown about it. So this will be something big that could promote just peace. Even when we used to do it a couple years back, we invited mafia dons to come and attend, and some rivals would be in there, and some peace treaties were made at the car culture, events. So it's a safe place, a safe space to just have fun, kick back, not have to worry about beefs. If you're one of those kind of people that has to have your security detail, I guess bring it with you if you want. But it's just really a chill thing. So that's the goal for Crisis going into GTA 6 and the other two organizations that I'll be running.
I mean, that's nice, and I think you bring up a valid point of, GTA 6 is going to be kind of like this fresh game, this fresh start for a lot of people. McTagger, coming back to you, like you, obviously, you were very competitive in the past, but now you're back and like you make not to make amends, but like you're more chill. You have this like God of War situation going on. If you know, you know. But like, what like in GTA 6, is it a fresh start for you? Are you gonna make big moves, or are you gonna make way for newer players in the game?
Firstly, watch your tone, boy.
you know.
Anyway, nah. I have no plan. I think on the in spite of what most people think, I think most people think GTA 6 will blow GTA 5 out of the water. I stick by my guns by saying that GTA 6 won't even compare to GTA 5. Now, it's a controversial opinion, and a lot of people will disagree with me. I just think so much has been put into this game, even now. Like this recent update just happened in 2025, and Michael just came back and all that stuff. So much has been put into this game. I don't know how GTA 6 is going to top it. With graphics, probably. Storyline, maybe. But GTA Online, I mean, Red Dead came out, right? I mean, again, I never really played Red Dead 2. I can't speak for it, but if we go around the table, would we say GTA Online outlived Red Dead 2 Online or no?
Yes.
I mean,
You'd
we
say
would
you
we
say
would
it.
say it outlived because this has been their biggest moneymaker. But I I'll let you finish, but I'm just saying they didn't promote any more, you know,
Yeah.
updates for the game and
hmm
stuff.
So I mean, they've put so much work into this game. This game has evolved over the last decade with the amount of updates, with the volume of players. I just don't know. Again, I'm just speaking from what I already see. I can be proven wrong. I can go on the game and be completely turned around. But in terms of my plans, I have no clue what my plans are. I had no plans for GTA 5, and I sure as hell don't have any plans for GTA 6. I've become somebody who has grown to value single player games more and more and more. When I kind of made my exit from GTA Online in 2024, I kind of explored single player games like The Last of Us, Days Gone, um, Alan Wake 2, Silent Hill 2, like horror genres, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, all those single player story games. I got so deeply invested in storylines because I felt like I missed out on those types of games over the last decade because I was just a GTA player. That's all I was. It's the only game I played. Whereas other people played so many different games. This is the only game I ever really played seriously. And I kind of want to take my time with GTA 6. I don't want to rush into it. I want to enjoy the story. And when I get on, GTA Online, I don't mind being behind if somebody else is like a level 100 and I start out as level 1 after, 6 months of just playing the story game. Like I like to take my time with games nowadays. Um, so no, I don't really have any plans for GTA 6 Online. I hope that the community transfers over well. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of new people. I don't think, I think that you guys naturally have a head start with this community. And I think that, you should do exactly what you're saying you're doing so that you have a head start and so that you have a community behind, this new game. So you have something to look forward to rather than just kind of flying in blind like I am.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing about GTA 6, it is kind of flying in blind, and I mean, we can daydream as much as we want, but you're never gonna know like concretely until we're there, you know. But like you're kind of bringing it back to the now, you know. GTA 5, like Grom, is there any like GTA events coming soon? Because we talked about the Siege and Battlefield events, but GTA, like we are a GTA crew in the end of the day. So is anything happening here?
Okay, I need some help with this. Rob needs help. So I don't understand, right, how to run the GTA events, okay? I'm at risk. So if we do like say like a RNG, right? You know what I mean? And then I don't want some freakazoid to be like, "Oh, I'm up. I'm up. I'm up. I'm up. I'm up." You know what I mean? So I think that we might have to just run the events, the people who are already in the partnership, and like type out like a whole bunch of like stuff. You know what I mean? Like, hey, um, you know what I mean? These clips are only for tournament usage, blah blah blah. You are not, you know what I mean? This isn't to, you know what I mean, for personal beefs or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm down to try like a tennis tournament, like a sumo. You know what I mean? Like a Rockets Insurgents, like crew versus
I
crew
think
tournament. You
start
know what
with
I mean?
that. Start with less serious, like unsanctioned ways of playing. Like what we used to do is we used to do the Jeremy, did you ever play that Tron bike game mode with us?
I know what that is. I know what you're talking about. I know
I know
exactly what you're
I
talking
exactly
forget
about.
what
what it's
you're talking
called.
about.
Like the
Deadline.
bikes that have like deadline.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what we played, and we used to do. So back in BRM1, this is when everybody hated like me specifically because BRM1 was an easy target for like UAN1 and Seal and White Rose, like because nobody liked us, nobody liked me, nobody liked Sharky. What we do is I had this one big race. It was like a NASCAR race, and we just stream it, and we just we would just have fun. So I think maybe races would be fun. Something that's taken a little less seriously. We could start with that and see how people fare out in that, get people comfortable with each other, and then if you feel comfortable enough to move on to more competitive styles of competition like run a gun or dogfighting or whatever,
Yeah,
I think that's a good way to transition into it. That's just my input.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
You
valid.
know,
Sounds good.
and Grom, if I can, and I would love to work with you on doing some events for the community and hell, maybe even you and I could discuss doing something with car meets,
I'm
with
down.
utilizing unknown vice and just bringing people together for a chill night, like I was talking about vice earlier, just doing something chill and relaxing, you know, and maybe we can collaborate on an idea such as that.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's actually pretty cool. It's just I don't know. I just like I don't want to get into this is gonna go into a whole new topic. It's gonna stir up so much like words from everybody here. I understand that GTA's done a lot, and I appreciate that they basically gave us years of like enjoyment and fun and stuff to do. Like if you really think about it, you know what I mean? Like we were all playing when we were 16, 17, 18. You know what I mean? I just wish that they also added a passive lobby where you can just join and you don't have to worry about anything, like being attacked or anything. You know what I mean? Like, you're not in passive mode, but you can't. There's no weapons. There's no nothing. You join the lobby, and it's just like a passive GTA lobby. You know what I mean?
Called invite only.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like, you know what I mean, though. It's not
I
the
know,
same. I mean,
I
yeah,
know what
yeah,
you mean.
yeah. Yeah, I just because like I feel like what breaks the GTA thing is like a lot of these people, like some of these people still have the old like 2019, 2020 mentality. You know what I mean? And even if you want to like be in good faith with them, be like, yo, don't do this. You know what I mean? But like some people just they don't listen and they're just crazed and freaked out and they don't care. But I'm still down to do these events, Mortem with you and everything like that. And I'm whenever you want to work on it, let me know and I'm down. I'm literally down for any like goal or anything you want to do towards the community because you've been here longer than me and I respect you for that. And you as well, Sam. You've been here longer than me and I respect you for that, right? And there's no egoing towards me and you and our crews, our groups, and like that. So if you have any idea that you think is a great idea to add, I'm 100% down for that, and I'm all ears.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Graham, you're very open to ideas, especially with the ideas of moving to an entirely different console. Can you talk a little bit about
Yeah,
this move to Xbox that you're doing, and like what kind of your plans are in terms of that?
yeah. So I don't want to stir up a whole like argument because this might do it on Xbox.com, but so Rage Tax Force, the leader, I guess they had their group. They were going to start back up. They have a YouTube channel, and one of their videos got 2.2 million views. And the second and third command, I guess, were trying to start the crew back up, but then the leader out of nowhere just deleted the channel and said, "No, I'm not doing that shit." And they couldn't get in contact with him. So I talked to the third command of Rage Task Force. I don't know if you guys know them or heard them before. You most likely have. There's no way you guys didn't hear about them. But yeah, I talked to them and they said that they were down to join WRSO and operate on Xbox with us. So we're going to do that. Um, and Rage Wolf is going to be running that with me and working with me and everything like that. So that's pretty much going on. There's a lot of crews actually on Xbox. They like Milsim over there as well, but they kind of somewhat have like that 2019 aspect where they actually will fight. You know what I mean? Like they won't just get on ground with an MG and be like, "We got to run this convoy, boys. Let's go." Like they'll actually, you know what I mean? Like, hey, get in the deck, yo, go do this, go do that, yo, join the facility back, get a tank. You know what I mean? Like they'll actually like fight you. You know what I mean? So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to operating with those members and running a group. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Is there any
Can I ask a
point?
question?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
I am so sorry
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt. I just want to ask you a question, Graf. I love that about the Xbox community because I've heard so many great things about how realistic their fights are. And I'm not trying to veer off topic at all, but can we, as leaders in this community, work together to bring some type of realism like that back here? Like, what do
I'm
we have to
down.
do? Because I low key will tell you, I miss 2016, 2017, 2018 years. I mean, yes, when we fought White Rose, it was a lot of Avengers and facilities, but there was actually ground warfare. It wasn't,
Yeah.
camping inside of, whatever. Like, I would love to see
Can we all
real
say no
Milsim come
offense?
back.
I don't want to anger a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say any. I already messed it up, Dermot. Don't worry about it. I just
But
a group of ethnicity of people like joined the calm, and they came with the whole like one oak culture and all that stuff. And I feel like that's where it kind of started. That started going away.
Well, I'd like to speak on that actually because, again, I'm no expert on the 1.0 community. I've been a victim of it coming back in 2018. So first and foremost, I have to disagree with the point that 2017, 2018, those are the days now. 2014 and 2016 were the military's most active and prime years. These were the years before the introduction of organizations. Organizations, I think, were the very start of what ruined free mode CVCs. There was a big shift in 2017, right? When White Rose made its entrance and enforced widespread booting and doxing of all the crews that opposed them, including ASOA, including UAN1, including whoever. But on the other side, military-based fighting tactics and behavior it was slowly being replaced by a lesser evil. Try hard strategies, 1-0 mentality, unfair competition, God mode, all that other BS that technically is still in game, but it's petty and it's stupid and it makes the game not fun. But with that, play styles evolved. Military crews weren't really fighting like militaries anymore. And by 2018, it didn't really look like much of a military community anymore. People weren't dressing like military. They weren't acting like military. It was just a clusterfuck. And that isn't to blame a singular group for, because I think a lot of people adopted that type of play style. A lot of people, not just if you're talking about like the British. Yes, they didn't. I
Yes.
don't even think they. I don't
Yes,
even think they
I
even.
am
I don't even
actually.
think they introduced it. Like you can't blame people like Sedney or Georgie or EP Foundation or Carlos or whoever, because there was a time. There was a time, you know, when free mode CVCs would happen. I'd engage in them when I was like before I was even in the military community. There was like a crew called MLT, a militia, very well known free mode crew, and they would fight. You know, there was no inside base. It was only you only fought outside the military base. You know, you had to bribe authorities to get a jet. There are certain things that you know changed for the better, and I'll kind of explain this, right? So I was part of a crew called ODGCPMC back in 2014. Before I knew you, Jeremy, before I knew anybody in this kind of current military landscape, I was part of a crew called ODGCPMC. We were formed out of a role play group, and our very first CVC was against Overload, against Bandit and his guys, and they were known as the best players in the community at the time. And we the very first time we fought them was at Vespucci Beach. We were beating the shit out of them on the ground. But what they would do is they'd go off radar, they'd drive to the Zancudo military base, they'd bribe authorities, they'd get a jet, and they'd come and strafe us and shit like that. Because they wouldn't fight us on the ground, they'd go to the air, right? And at the time, there was nothing to really combat that except what? Put a sticky bomb on the ground and fire an RPG blindly up at the sky? It was fucked. It was a complete imbalance. Like if you were in the air, you were essentially untouchable unless somebody, was, there was obviously things that were developed like RPGing people out of jets, but then explosive rounds came in and other things came in to combat that. So while, you know, you can try and shift the blame towards this try hard mentality and towards a certain group of people, the game also made those resources available for those play styles to evolve. You can't really blame people entirely. When they introduced facilities and the orbital cannon, the fuck you think was going to happen? People were going to
That's
abuse
valid.
that shit.
That's
You
valid.
know,
Maybe
like
I'm just crying
I
about the
don't
stress of dealing with Sedney and Georgie and
like I
the
don't I don't I
nonstop, the
don't
nonstop.
I don't agree with like because there are people who would orb spam and shit like that, just sit in their facility. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with God mode. I don't agree with the play style. But
Yeah,
people evolve, and the game evolves, and people evolve with the game. And
yeah,
you can't blame yourself for not evolving with the game because you want to stick to a certain play style. Like I didn't like a lot of people they've evolved into this first person, you know, type of fighting. I never did that. I never liked doing that because I didn't like the aesthetic of it. I always liked fighting in third person. I always liked shooting it out in third person. I like seeing my character. I love third person games. I don't completely knock anybody for switching to that playstyle. It's just the way the game evolved certain players. And yes, I don't agree with the attitudes, like the 1-0 mentality and just flexing scores and shit like that, but we're all guilty of it. All of us are guilty of it.
yeah,
All of
yeah,
us are guilty of saying, I'm up on you. I beat
yeah.
you. You know,
No, no, no. I'm not.
we're
I'm
all
not. I'm
guilty
not.
of it.
I'm not like legitly slandering like they're
Hmm.
like Sedney or whatever. I'm cool with Sedney. He's me and him are like really really tight. We're cool. I'm kind of just joking a little bit. I didn't mean it like a literal
No,
like hey, this is their fault. I'm more just like
no.
2018 came to com, blah blah blah, fought DOTF, helped them fight SDMC, fought White Rose, and then I get these guys, these Brits, and then they're just like, what up? What up? I'm just like, oh my god,
Yeah,
dude, these guys are
yeah,
diabolical.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was the lesser of two evils. I'll tell you that much. Still, still, still not great for the entirety of like what a military community should be, but it's also not entirely their fault as the game.
Sorry for the cut, everybody. Ran out of clip space, so we're just starting a new clip over here. Basically, we were on the topic of like legitimacy and like where crews on that. I think Sam, you were saying something on that before. Can you continue on your thought?
Yeah, I think this game's been going on for 10 plus years, and this game has hit us with update after update, adding new things into the game, and I think the military community has evolved with that in some good ways and in some bad ways. Nobody is to really blame for a change in play style, a change in attitude. People evolve with the game. Some people evolve with the game. Some people decide to kind of stick to their guns and keep their play style. Uh, without getting into details, because we did that in the last kind of segment of the podcast. But yeah, I think that it's not necessarily good. It's not necessarily bad. You just kind of have to read between the lines and decide for yourself what you think's good or bad.
And if I can add on to the whole legitimacy topic, we have been given so many opportunities as a community, especially with the loving updates from Rockstar, the submarine, the facilities. I mean, yes, they altered and changed a lot of the way that we represent our organizations within the military com. But imagine, and if you want to call it role playing, I don't care. I mean, imagine going into a war 15v15. You have an air force, you have a naval unit, you have ground forces, you have a helicopter unit. You know, imagine those type of wars. Imagine that in a lobby. I just feel like that would be so engaging. I mean, when we go to other games like Arma, where you actually do need comms and you do need tactics and strategy to accomplish your objective. Yeah, this might be a different game. Yeah, it might be GTA, but we have literally the resources to bring back legitimacy into this community. We have the submarines. We have so much. We have better military uniforms now. Like, I would love to see, even, the 1-0 players or whoever, come back, and even the new gens. I challenge them. Bring legitimacy. Don't bring your egos, bring legitimacy. And I think us as long timers, I guess, for being in this community for so long, we should really spearhead that. So that way we lead into a good direction for the remainder of this year, which is only a few more days, but a majority of 2026, and then we carry that on to the next generation, which will be GTA 6. I just feel like that would be so amazing to see and to be a part of.
Agreed. Yeah.
And like you bring a valid point, and I think especially now with people from our community, I mean, you guys kind of know what's going on here, and I think like a lot of people are kind of just interested with you, Grom, and like, is there any point to this move to Xbox? Because I think a lot of people are confused about that.
Yeah. So the reasoning behind that, right? So we have people that play Xbox in our comm, right? And we want to host events and have fun there as well. Not only does it helps out our group media wise, you know what I mean? It helps us out like with YouTube stuff. It gets the name out. You know what I mean? It helps out with like as well as that like organization, like it's branching out the group, which is like always good to branch out and stuff. I feel like a lot of crews they get this weird notion where it's like, okay, let's get 30 people in the crew, or I won't even say that. A lot of these groups have like all these weird different notions of different goals and stuff, and a lot of it doesn't align with righteous meaning behind it. Righteous as in like, hey, let's have fun, let's do this, let's promote a healthy community. A lot of their goals are, hey, let's get 40 active guys. Hey, let's make a coalition to destroy this group. Hey, let's get 20 million views on YouTube or just grow our YouTube. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't pay anything to say, hey, let's let's help out this group and then post their YouTube because I think their video is sick. A lot of people don't want to comment on people's other videos and show support. They don't want to be real with another person or like leader to leader or whatever and be authentic, and they don't want to communicate. You know what I mean? It's like we're on a social network right now. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with saying, yo, hey, I thought your video was great, but maybe you should try this, or hey, I don't like how your member is doing this, so I don't think it's this in the third. You know what I mean? So it's like just I'm going on a tangent here, but the reason why we're going to Xbox is just to branch out and grow a bigger community so that we can have a little bit more influence and stuff on how you know what I mean, things should be ran, and let these crews know how stuff should be operated, because a lot of these people are lawless and they're just doing crazy stuff. And yeah, it's time to mature up and grow up the community and fix things. You know what I mean? As not saying me, I'm saying as everybody, like all these crew leaders on main groups and stuff like that is what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned everybody, which is, I mean, fair. It's fair game, right? But there's this little birdie been pecking around, like a little German birdie called Strauss, which is really interested in this coalition. Do you have anything to say about it?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of information on him. I don't know what he does. I don't think apparently someone told me that he doesn't even own a PlayStation. So I don't know what the guy's doing at all. I mean, if anyone has any information on the guy or know anything about him, feel free to speak about it, because I don't know this dude.
Morten, I heard a little chuckle from you. Do you care to elaborate?
Pardon?
I heard a little chuckle coming from you when I mentioned Strauss. Do you have anything to add on that situation, or?
I honestly don't even know who the guy is. I've heard things, but I have no idea who he is. I know he must be a new gen guy, I'm assuming. But I don't even know the name of his organization, to be
So
honest.
we don't know who this Strauss person is in general.
Yeah,
I've heard things from my chief of staff about him, but I have no idea who Strauss is. I really don't.
yeah.
I have a weird story about him.
Okay.
Come on then.
So, I shot one of his members, and I told him that I got attacked first. And for some reason, he said he's going to investigate it, and it's been 2 months, and I've not heard anything. Plus, I heard he does not own a PlayStation. He's an Xbox player, and he has his own crew on there, but he's in a PlayStation crew without owning one. So it's kind of weird because he's just in the crew to speak on Discord, which is kind of weird, very weird. And he's very robotic too. The way he speaks is it's like his AI.
He might be a bot, not gonna lie.
I'm convinced there's not even an actual person. It's like a Discord bot.
Thank you for this interesting story.
Even more real.
It's quite strange. You can't be in a crew and not even own the console.
Oh man, dude.
Anyways, Unknown, well, I kind of like have you
A
hooked
crew
into
on
this.
PS3.
Well, I kind of have you hooked into this conversation, Unknown. We haven't really heard from you. You've kind of been making a name for yourself on the WRSO Discord server. But there's a question that's been kind of floating around, and people are interested. Do you care to explain what is Arab money?
It's simple terms. A lot of money. You have to be making a lot to be a part of it. Or you can do a Yeti 1v1 with me and get free money.
So this is an exclusive club.
Speaking on GTA events, yes. Speaking on the GTA events, if you have the Yeti skin on GTA, you get free entry to a fist fight brawl where you can win up to $100.
So you're saying you can
Per
get money
person.
for participating in a GTA tournament kind of thing?
Yes.
And this is one of the
go.
benefits of being in the White Rose Coalition, right?
Benefit is you make a lot of money.
Make a lot of
Is
money.
it
you
Arab
say.
money or a lot of money? Is it a rap money?
Arab money is only strictly for us.
Strictly
For now.
for us. Okay.
Temporarily on pause for any recruitment.
Kind of on
Strauss
this,
is whitelisted.
kind of on this tangent of Arab money and only for us. People like. There's been rumors are going around that White Rose is going to pay for its members' PS Plus subscriptions. Is this true, Grom?
This is
Yeah, it's 100%. This is 100% true. Yeah. So we're gonna start doing stuff where it's like, I as we're making more money and stuff, right? I want to make it so that we're becoming more of like a group and raising the camaraderie within the group. So yeah, we're paying for PS Plus for people. We're gonna do like little spin the wheel stuff and everything because the money that we make like off the YouTube, right, is making money. I know that me and Sam actually had an argument on YouTube a long time ago, but that just struck my mind. But the money that we're actually making off YouTube right now, I don't pocket like any of it. The money that we're getting from Discord, I don't pocket any of it. The money that we're making from the services, VPN services like that, I don't make any of it. So I want to keep all that money and give that to my guys and just to appreciate them for being, in the group and helping out and stuff like that and ordering them those hoodies and shirts and just show my appreciation back to them. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of these.
What argument do we have about that? It was like a while ago.
Yeah, it was like years ago. It was years. I remember I was walking home from work and I was literally arguing with you about it over
What was it about?
messages. I don't think it's good for this podcast.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Look. I think it's healthy to address it. Why not?
We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and
Yeah,
we
we
don't
listen and we
judge.
don't judge.
Oh,
we don't
man.
judge.
Yeah. You were attacking my legitimacy of my prior YouTube, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. With the botted subs. Yeah. I thought you had botted subs, which
Yeah.
I don't care. Look, it was just out of ego. I mean, we both wanted to prove that we were like bigger or more important than one another. Again, that's the egotistical side that I want to never have again. And
yeah, same.
yeah.
I do know that UE though. Speaking UE, dude, I remember when those guys had like no freaking subscribers or anything, and like now they're pulling like crazy views and crazy like everything. So like,
You want to know what they
Yeah.
did to do that?
what they do?
They
Let me know.
related to the everyday. They related to the everyday player. As simple as that. They didn't do anything special. They related to the everyday player. Because when they were in this community, back, before they were making those cinematic recruitment videos,
Mhm.
they would get tossed by everybody. Everybody.
Toss is
Everybody.
crazy.
But guess what? Their viewers don't give a shit. I know they don't fucking care anymore.
I'll be honest with you. Because I used to be allies with Swaggy Boy. And if Swaggy, you're watching this, you want to remember me as Unknown Mortem. You'd remember me as the leader of NCIS. It was me, you, and GFRA. So if you're watching this, it's me. Good to, hope you're doing well. One thing I will say, I remember when we were allies on PS3. It was Ryan Botsko, Enhanced
PS3.
Ninja, leading GFRA. I was leading NCIS, and Swaggy Boy was leading United Empire. We had one altercation with them back on PS3 days, and if you remember PS3 days, it was only a 15-player lobby. So you had to do the best you could with getting people in there, But I will say, I don't really ever recall UE, and that's just me. Maybe I got early dementia. I don't recall UE ever being shitty. I don't personally recall.
Oh, Mortem, don't say that, man. You know they were horrible. Mortem,
I
what,
don't remember. I really do not recall.
Dude,
Maybe if I go to sleep. Maybe if I go to sleep tonight. Maybe I have a funny story about Swaggy. I will never forget when he attacked one of his guys attacked a GFRA member, and GFRA called us to investigate it. And I went to Swaggy. I was like, "Yeah, you attacked him at the barn right outside of McKenzie Airfield." He's like, "How'd you know?" I'm like, "I pay attention to detail in the screenshots." And after that, we never fought him. We worked with them to fight. What was his? We called him Fat Force One. His name was M Force.
I remember that
Yo,
dude.
come
Fuck.
on, gang.
CG&A.
Way
That was the
back
crew.
in the day.
CG&A.
That was like way back in the day, bro.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
I'm pulling vintage right now. So
God.
like
Nah, this is prehistoric shit.
this is like ancient dinosaur shit. So like I remember working with UE, and if you're saying UE was shitty, and UE trashed the hell out of CG&A, I mean,
Govum was Govum 2017 and 18 when I first came into Calm was nothing to be proud about.
Okay, I'll be
Man.
honest with you. I was not affiliated with UE 2017, 2018. I go back with them 2013, 2014,
Okay.
and a bit
All
of
right.
2015. So that's why I'm saying I don't recall. But I never
Okay.
had
Okay.
interactions with Swaggy on mid to later PS4 days. We were
Yeah.
primarily PS3, early PS4 days.
Yeah,
My
because me and
partnership with them.
SJ like soloed the entire group. Like SJ was an Avenger and I had a Jet, and they were like, okay, but now they had like some little ground unit. We were strafing them back to bed. It was like a full war though with WRSO and UE. It was like I don't know. It's not much skill to strafe someone on ground when you're in a jet, to be honest. But it was
It
just
really, yeah.
yeah.
That's funny. That is hilarious to
Rest
hear.
in peace, Laser.
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
May you rest in peace, my beloved.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyways, unless you guys have nothing to add, I think this is kind of written note. Do you guys have anything else to add?
I don't. I
You
appreciate
don't.
you all having me here.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
you
me
Um,
guys for
too.
being here.
I have one thing to add. To those who are looking in, who are not in the coalition, who oppose the coalition, for those of you who may be new to this community and they look at us, because I can understand how certain people will look at us. They look at us and they think, oh, look at these guys. They think they're all high and mighty. They think they're in a position of power because they've been here for a while. I get it. I understand. When in 2024, I ran a group called USGV. It was a law enforcement group, and we were fairly new. And we went into what we did was we went after criminal groups, in a criminal community full of mafias, MCs, and street gangs. And our thought was to run through this community and get rid of everybody. Not do anything bad to them, but just go in, do raids, do law enforcement things, and attack and spearhead these criminal groups. And I can understand if your first thought when looking at this group is how can I fight these guys? And I'll tell you this, if you see one of us in a lobby and your first thing is I want to kill this guy because of his name. Because it could be something as simple as someone seeing Director X or someone seeing White Rose Osprey in a session. Someone seeing the WRSO tag or the Crisis Unit tag or a different tag. They're like, oh, I want to attack this guy because he's part of this crew. I understand where you're coming from. I can sympathize with that because we were all like that at one point. We were all like that at one point. Even if you decide not to join the coalition, you decide to do the complete fucking opposite and attack us, I will not take any offense to it. I can't speak for the rest of these guys. I will not take any offense to it. As long as you do it in game, I have no problem with it.
No, that's
But if you
100%
take,
accurate. Yeah.
but if you take it outside the game, then we have a different problem.
fuck around, find out.
That's respect. That's respect. That's how it should have been. And I'm probably going to get so much backlash for saying this right now. When I first joined Calm, right, 2017, right, the story of how Grom even came into Calm, right? So I was in this RNG crew, right, and I RNG'd Sam. It's surprising. I RNG'd for 2 years and a half nonstop. All I did was RNG, and I was an RNG crew. And then we fought WRSO, and my crew leader that I was allied with, my crew leader, what am I saying right now? My crew leader, we didn't want to ally with WRSO, so we went and fought them. And what happened was we got destroyed, like really bad. I mean, I didn't get destroyed, but the leader got destroyed. And I was like, hey, if you keep talking about how you want to fight these dudes, we're not fighting them the right way. This RNG tactic stuff, this on ground stuff doesn't work against them. Of course, he was low key like special carbining guys out of jets and stuff. It's kind of crazy, but still, it's like you're not gonna win that way. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, I'm gonna go make my own group and fight them. And then he was like, all right, then you're kicked out my crew. Then I'm like, okay, bet. So we go and fight them, blah blah blah. And the next, we're in a party. What happens next? I find some Right Rose guys. We kill them. We body them. We do stuff. I get invited to a party. I get hit offline. You know what I mean? So like that entire altercation right there is just like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to destroy their group. I didn't want to, take they're I didn't want to kick the chair off their group and do anything to them. I just wanted to fight the group and win. You know what I mean? So if you come and fight any of these groups in a fair manner, you join the lobby, you fight, you win or lose, you win. No one's gonna be salty and be like, oh, blah blah blah. I'm gonna do this to you. We're past that, right? We're promoting a great new community. We're past that. But if you come with that type of attitude, then you may or may not be matched. I can't confirm or deny, but you may or may not be matched, right? So if you want to have fun, play the game, enjoy it, we're down and do that. And even if you have beef with me, any crew in the community, if you have an issue with me or Mortem or Sam or anyone on this podcast or will ever be in this podcast, right? You are welcome to join the podcast, come and speak, and let us know your side of perspective of what you're going through and what's your issue. And we are glad to work with you, and we are glad to even operate and fight and have fun in the game and keep it non-toxic, as it should be.
Mhm. I,
All
I
right.
I stand with that, and I 100% agree. And just to tie on and conclude my statement on that, I challenge the new gens, to do that. I really do. I challenge the new gens to come be a part of something that is going to bring some legitimacy back, and like I said, keep the egos out, keep the egos out, and let's just have fun, man. We got a year left of this game. We just experienced, hopefully, without any other delay, our last Christmas on GTA 5. Prayerfully, somebody go knock on some wood so we make sure it's the last one. But we're about to go to something different. Why not go into it together as a unified military community and not at each other's throats and past bullshit? Sit down at the table. Let's meet. Let's talk it out. Put past beef behind us. Move forward.
And I think
100%.
that's a good note to end the podcast on. I want to thank sammctagger for being here. Appreciate you coming very much, as well as Mortem. Thank you guys for being a guest in this podcast episode. Thank you to Grom for being here and Mr. Arab Money himself. Uh, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Otherwise, peace be with you.